Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Kaladesh spoilers have actually gotten a little too overwhelming for us. Wizards is straight up releasing way too many cards too quickly. I can barely handle it. We're gonna have to split the previews for the last 2 days into 2 videos, so this is the first one. Look out for the second one later on. In this video, we're gonna throw mythic giants at you, new planeswalkers at you, and a lot more. So get ready to be so hyped for Kaladesh you can barely handle it. And if you enjoy our spoiler videos, be sure to hit the like button. Helps out a lot. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, best name ever, is 3 of anything and 2 white for a 4/5 artifact creature construct with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, each player chooses from among the non-land permanents they control an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker, then sacrifices the rest. What? Holy crap, this is like Tragic Arrogance of the Second Coming. It even has Cataclysm in the name. Now, it isn't Cataclysm, but it sure is effective. Get an Eldrazi Displacer on the battlefield, choose the Gearhulk as your artifact, and the Displacer as your creature, and just wreck someone over and over again. How is that not awesome? The set is churning out some crazy inventions. Kaladesh doesn't even make sense, wow. Trinket Mastercraft, name pending, is 3 mana for a 3/2 dwarf artificer. Servo and Thopter creatures you control get +1/+1. You can also pay 4 mana and create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Now this thing's fantastic, especially in limited. Think Imperious Perfect, but for little robots. We're talking obvious first pick. It comes down, buffs 2 relevant creature types, and you can pay 4 mana and create a 2/2 thanks to the creature type synergy on the card itself. What I'm most excited for? Thopter support. Servos are cool and all, but come on, gotta love me some Thopter. Metallurgic Summonings is 3 of anything and 2 blue for an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create an XX colorless construct artifact token, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. You can also pay 3 of anything and 2 blue and exile the Summonings to return all instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you control 6 or more artifacts. Holy mother of artifacts! Metallurgic Summonings is an absolutely bonkers spell. Think about it. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you get a free artifact token based on its converted mana cost. Come on, that's so much value. No, I don't care that it costs 5 to play it, because once you do, things are going to get ridiculous. And by the time that you'd want to just, casually recur every single instant and sorcery you played this game, I have a weird feeling that you'll have 6 artifacts by then. Mizzix players, this is your new staple. Talrand players, enjoy the robot/Drake combo. There are so many great uses for this card in Commander, and the power level truly is absurd. I want foil copies so badly. And we haven't even talked about the best part. On the art, in the background, that's friggin' Tezzeret. Tezzeret's on Kaladesh. What is happening in the set? Seriously, things are escalating so quickly. Torrential Gearhulk is 4 of anything and 2 blue for a 5/6 construct with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. First important note here, it looks like this Gearhulk thing is a cycle, and I'm okay with that. These things are hilarious and crazy strong. Honestly, all we really need to make this good, a few solid instants in Standard that make running this worth it and cheating the instant into the graveyard. Something big, something huge. Of course, if you're playing Commander, you're already off to the races. Chaos Warp, Mystic Confluence, Dig Through Time, Turnabout. It has flash, so you can do crazy stuff like bring back Increasing Vengeance, Counterspell, Rewind would be amazing, Aetherize, there are so many options. Torrential Gearhulk is wonderful, can't wait to play it. Chandra, Torch of Defiance is 2 of anything and 2 red for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. You can't, 4 abilities? Oh crap, okay, right. You can +1 and exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent. You can also +1 and add 2 red mana to your mana pool. You can also -3 and Chandra deals 4 damage to target creature, and you can -7 and you get an emblem with. Whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Did you see... Chandra's stupid. Legitimately stupid. 4 mana for a 4 loyalty planeswalker with 4 abilities? Sure, that seems fair. Totally fair. Great. Awesome. Perfect. Her +1, in addition to being pseudo card advantage, is a way out if you don't get something you can cast. There's no downside there. You either get an extra card to use, or you dome the entire table for 2 damage. Her second +1 is her first form of protection. Think about it. You cast Chandra, use her +1 to enable a removal spell, and take out an enemy threat. That is a form of protection. Her -3 is straight up Flame Slash, so no big deal there. Just doing Chandra things, I guess. Flame slashing like it's no big deal. And her ultimate is just, come on, really? Whenever you cast a spell, the emblem deals 5 damage to whatever you want. Whenever you cast a spell, any spell, just lava axe to anything, totally not a big deal. Not like Chandra has every answer she could ever need in one card just right here. Let's review for a second. Not that long ago, we were talking about how there haven't really been any great red planeswalkers. Koth was the main exception to that. But in the last year, we've gotten both Chandra Flamecaller and now Chandra Torch of Defiance. Both pretty clearly ridiculous. Red players, you better step up your game and use these because you really have no excuse anymore. New Chandra is hype, and I think she's going to live up to it. 4 mana, 4 abilities, 4 loyalty. Who thought this was a good idea? Who? I'd honestly like to know so I can shake their hand and punch them in the face at the same time. Just wow, like seriously, wow. Harness Lightning is 2 mana for an instant. Choose target creature. You get 3 energy counters, then you may pay any amount of energy. Harness Lightning deals that much damage to that creature. Before you say anything, if this could hit players, I think it'd be way too good. Like, way too good. I think this is perfectly fair as is. It gives you 3 energy to work with, and if you have more than that, you can really unload on a creature for a measly 2 mana at instant speed. In the right deck, this is certainly powerful. You know what? If you use this with Zada, that sounds like a lot of energy, and you can choose to just spend 0 energy to not deal damage. Okay, we need some bigger energy sinks. This is going to be fun. Lathnu Hellion is 3 mana for a 4/4 Hellion with haste. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice the Hellion unless you pay 2 energy. Now this is an interesting card. It's clear that an energy theme is being applied to red-green aggro in New Standard, which is totally fine. But what gets me about this Hellion is that it doesn't have trample. Sure, it has haste and it's a 3 mana 4/4, but without trample I can't even count the amount of Thopters or servo tokens that this is going to eat and then immediately die afterwards. If it had trample, that would be some serious pressure while still maintaining the obvious downside of being an energy glutton. I will say I enjoy the route this deck is clearly taking, and I look forward to seeing more of it in the coming days. It's hard to ignore a 3 mana 4/4 with haste no matter what though, right? It's neat stuff. Armorcraft Judge is 4 mana for a 3/3 Elf Artificer. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. I am focusing solely on Commander for this ridiculousness. Amazing in Experiment Kraj, hilarious in Anafenza. This will work really well in any deck also running Gavany Township, so Gave, Risk the Redeemed, Marath, the list goes on for a while. The point is that Armorcraft Judge brings with it a card advantage ability that takes barely any effort on your part, especially if you're playing a deck that already abuses +1/+1 counters. This is just gravy for you. 4 mana, you get a 3/3, and without any additional cost, you get to draw a crap load of cards. Might not seem too exciting, but it's very good, trust me. Nissa Vital Force is 3 of anything and 2 green for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. You can +1 an untapped target land you control. Until your next turn, it becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. You can also -3 and return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Lastly, you can -6 and get an emblem with. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Okay, I can't be the only one who didn't expect Nissa in Kaladesh, right? I know she was there, I just didn't expect her to get a Planeswalker card in the set. That definitely throws me for a loop. But let's look at playability. 5 mana for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker is alright. Her +1 is perfect for both offense and defense, allowing you to bash in with a huge 5/5 or keep it back as a giant defender. Exactly what you want out of that kind of ability. Her -3 is regrowth on a stick, and while you can only use it once before having to plus her, there's a reason for that. Regrowth is a strong effect, and while this only applies to permanents, it's still plenty powerful. What we really need to talk about though, her ultimate. Nissa's ultimate requires one of 2 things to happen. Either 1, you play her and then create your 5/5 blocker for a turn, then get to use it right then. Or you have Oath of Gideon on the battlefield, you play Nissa, then get an emblem straight away because that's totally fair. Now, this isn't at the power level of Chandra's ultimate obviously, but I don't really care. You can get an emblem the turn she hits the battlefield, and it lets you draw a card whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. That's just, what? How is it even fair? Who designed her ultimate to be this cheap? I mean, I understand. Again, it isn't as game-breaking as most ultimates, but please, it's still plenty powerful, and getting to draw that many cards turn after turn usually leads to victory, just saying. I think Nissa is stupid solely because of her ultimate. Her other two abilities are actually quite good as well, but that ultimate, dang, protects herself, recurs lost permanents, draws a million cards, seems totally fair. Friggin' Kaladesh, it's unbelievable. Voltaic Brawler is 1 red and 1 green for a 3/2 human warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 1 energy. If you do, it gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. Are you kidding me? This is so incredibly pushed. Wow. If there's a red-green aggro deck in Standard, you can bet that the Brawler is going to be a part of it. 2 mana for a 3/2 is already a good start, and you get 2 energy counters for free on entry to the battlefield, and to make this thing a 4/3 with trample for a turn costs 1 energy and nothing more. No additional mana, only half the energy it entered the battlefield with. This is a card that when it hits the battlefield on turn 2, will outrace most anything your opponent has if they don't kill it outright, and even if they do, you still got 2 energy out of the deal. This uncommon is super pushed and I love it. My goodness, this is just the first half of preview coverage today. Kaladesh just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Crazy things are happening. Tezzeret's back, Chandra's outrageously pissed off, Nissa is, for some reason, getting upset. I have no idea what's going on anymore. I need to know what you're thinking. Do you like new Chandra, new Nissa? How are you feeling about the set in general? Do any of these new mechanics or cards really speak to you? Do you know what you're going to build in New Standard? Please let me know, I gotta know. And remember, there will be more coverage later on, so stay tuned for that. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Kaladesh spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Kaladesh has pretty much proven it's going to be a downright outrageous set. If you want to pre-order the set right now, you can absolutely do that. For $98, you can ensure yourself a box of the new set. If your local area is higher than that, TCG Player has your back. Click the link, help the channel, enjoy your box goodness. We all win.
Wow.